All right, let's do it. Get ready, everyone, because today we are diving deep into the life of a true legend, Bill Russell. You know him, 11 NBA championships. That's a record that might just stand forever.
hmm
But, we're going beyond the stats.
Absolutely. We're going past the numbers and really trying to understand the man behind those incredible achievements.
It's going to be a journey through resilience, leadership, and activism. We're talking about a story that goes way beyond basketball.
hmm
We're really looking at the power of the human spirit. And, I think the best place to start is at the very beginning. Bill Russell's early life, it wasn't a walk in the park. He grew up in the segregated South.
Yeah, you're talking about a time when segregation was just woven into the fabric of life. It was just normal. Basic rights denied based on the color of your skin.
It's unimaginable, right?
Yeah, and sadly, Bill's family experienced this firsthand. His father, Charles, there's this really disturbing incident where he's at a gas station and a guy threatens him with a shotgun.
Just because he was black.
Exactly. And he's told he has to wait for all the white customers to be served first. It's just a horrifying reminder of what life was like.
I mean, you hear these stories, but to imagine that was just everyday life.
Yeah, and it wasn't just isolated incidents. Bill's mother, Katie, she had her own awful experience.
Oh, yeah, tell me about that.
She was walking outside. Katie was wearing a nice dress and, gets stopped by a white police officer. And get this, she's told to go home and change. Her dress was considered white woman's clothing.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, can you imagine? It just shows how deep this racism ran.
They tried to control every single aspect of their life.
Exactly, so dehumanizing.
It's just mind-blowing. So, I mean, these experiences, they obviously had a huge impact on Bill Russell.
Oh, absolutely. They shaped him, his view of the world, everything.
And, fueled his fight for equality.
For sure.
But before we get into his activism, let's talk about how this young man from the segregated South became a legend in the game. His college years at the University of San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that time.
Those were remarkable years, absolutely. Bill leads his team to back-to-back NCAA championships.
Back to back.
Back-to-back. That's incredibly rare. It really speaks to his leadership and his talent and how he could inspire his teammates.
Absolutely. And then, of course, we can't forget about 1956. He hits another milestone, leading the U.S. basketball team
That's right.
to a gold medal at the Melbourne Olympics,
I mean, can you imagine the pressure on his shoulders?
representing your country on a global stage.
Yeah, during the Cold War.
Oh, man.
This is the U.S. versus the Soviet Union, huge rivalry, right? Not just about athletics.
No.
It's about ideologies. Bill Russell steps up, leads his team to a massive win over the Soviets in the final.
That's clutch. And speaking of clutch, the NBA draft was about to, completely rewrite the course of basketball history.
Yeah.
The St. Louis Hawks drafted Bill, right?
Yeah.
But then enter Red Auerbach,
Oh, yeah.
legendary coach of the Celtics. He pulls off a trade to get Bill to Boston.
Red knew. He saw something special. He was convinced Bill was going to be a game changer. So to get him, Auerbach trades away Ed McCauley and Cliff Hagan.
Two huge stars. That's wild.
He knew. That's how much he believed in Bill Russell.
And, you can't argue with the results, right?
Right.
So let's talk about what happened when Russell finally lands in Boston.
Oh, man. The Celtics, they were already good.
Yeah.
But when Bill arrived in 56, man, he took them to a whole other level. I mean, just look at their starting lineup that year. 5 future Hall of Famers. Russell, Heinsohn, Ramsey, Sharman, and Cousy.
That's insane. Just a casual gathering of legends.
Right. It's amazing.
So what was it about Russell's style of play, though, that made such a difference?
Bill Russell, he was like a defensive force. He changed everything. The Celtics became a defensive powerhouse.
Interesting.
Yeah, it led them to their first championship in 57.
That's huge.
Huge. It was the start of a dynasty we've never really seen before.
And, you can't talk about Bill Russell without bringing up the rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain.
Two titans of the sport.
It's iconic. What's the real story there?
It's a story that goes deeper than just stats. Chamberlain, he was a beast, racking up points and rebounds like crazy.
Yeah.
But, Russell, his teams, they kept winning those championships. It shows the difference between individual talent and leadership.
Yeah, being the glue that holds the team together.
Exactly.
Right. Not just about the points you score, but how you lift up your entire team.
Absolutely. It's a lesson for everyone in any field.
100%.
Yeah.
And, their personal relationship, too, is pretty complex.
Oh, yeah, it had its ups and downs. They were good friends at first, but then there was this misunderstanding, and the media blew it way out of proportion.
Classic media, right?
But thankfully, they got past it, they reconciled.
That's great.
Shows even the biggest rivals can find their way back to respect and friendship.
It's a good reminder that we never really know the whole story.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of stories that go beyond the headlines, Bill Russell, he wasn't just a phenomenal player.
Oh, no.
He broke barriers, man. He became the NBA's first black head coach.
Trailblazer.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
But, it couldn't have been easy.
You're talking about a society struggling with racial tensions.
Yeah.
Social change happening all around. Think about that pressure.
Yeah.
Leading a team, being black, being the first in a leadership role like that in that era.
It's amazing.
Abs
Just mind-blowing. And the NBA itself, we got to remember, was a completely different world back then.
Totally different.
Right. Like, what was it like?
The NBA in the 50s and 60s, man, it's not the global phenomenon we know today.
No.
These guys traveled by bus, played in tiny venues. The money was a fraction of what it is now.
Wow. No private jets or anything.
These were the pioneers, laying the groundwork for what would become a massive industry.
Absolutely.
And Bill Russell, he was right there in the thick of it, one of the brightest stars.
Absolutely. But his stardom wasn't about, like, flashy dunks or anything.
No, it was something much deeper.
Yeah.
He didn't care about individual awards. It was all about hustle, teamwork, inspiring his team to win. He was a quiet leader,
Yeah.
but powerful, led by example.
Commitment, dedication, that relentless pursuit of excellence.
Exactly.
And that impact on the Celtics, it was immediate and undeniable. 8 consecutive championships. That's never going to happen again.
Unlikely. It's incredible.
It's a testament to his influence on the game.
Absolutely. Before Russell, the Celtics, known for their offense, but they just didn't have that defensive edge.
Interesting.
Russell came in, he was that defensive backbone they needed.
The anchor.
Changed their style, made defense a priority.
I love that.
Yeah. Forcing turnovers, leading to fast breaks and championships.
Oh, yeah.
He was the rock in the paint that every team needs.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about that Olympic gold medal.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes gets lost
Right.
among all those championships.
Easy to overlook.
But that win in 56, that was huge.
The 56 Melbourne Olympics? Think about it. Cold War tensions were high.
Right.
U.S. versus Soviet Union, a rivalry for the ages. That basketball final?
Oh, yeah.
Way more than just a game. It was about ideologies.
Absolutely.
And Bill Russell, with his college teammate Casey Jones, they absolutely dominated the Soviets.
They brought home the gold. It was a statement.
Yeah. Solidified his place as a global basketball icon.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Speaking of iconic matchups, we got to go back to that Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Just amazing, a clash of styles,
The giants of the game.
approaching basketball in such different ways.
Yeah.
Chamberlain, a physical specimen, scoring machine, rebounding champ.
I mean, this is the guy who scored 100 points in a game.
Unbelievable.
A testament to his skill, no doubt.
Absolutely.
But Russell, he was all about impact, all about winning.
Yeah.
He understood that defense and team play, they were just as important.
Maybe even more so.
Even more so.
Yeah.
And look at the results. Russell's teams, they constantly outperformed Chamberlain's.
When it mattered most.
When it mattered most. Playoffs, finals.
It's a classic example of, like, styles make fights.
Absolutely.
And despite that on-court battle, their relationship off the court was really something else.
It was. They started close, good friends, but then this misunderstanding happens.
Right.
And of course, the media, they love a good feud.
Of course.
They eat that up.
Yeah, they do.
But eventually, these guys reconciled, proving that maturity and forgiveness, man, can heal even the deepest wounds.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It shows even the fiercest competitors, they can find common ground.
Yeah.
They can rebuild.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about Bill Russell as a leader, we can't forget about him becoming the NBA's first black head coach.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a turning point
Monumental.
in sports history.
Imagine carrying that weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
He wasn't just coaching a team.
Right.
He was breaking barriers, shattering stereotypes, opening doors for so many.
Inspiring.
He was a pioneer.
He was a pioneer.
A symbol of progress.
Yes.
A beacon of hope for so many black athletes.
And he did it all while still playing at such a high level.
Yeah, you're talking about multitasking under pressure.
The challenges he must have faced, both on and off the court.
On the court, leading a team of experienced players, guys who are his friends, his teammates, and off the court.
Yeah.
He's navigating a society grappling with racial injustice and so much change.
Yeah.
It was a lot to handle.
And then to think, even in Boston, a city known for being progressive,
Yeah.
he faced racism. It's awful.
Awful.
It just shows how much work there still was to do.
A long way to go.
It's a reminder that progress isn't always like a straight line, you know?
Right.
And prejudice, man, it can hide in the most unexpected places.
You never know.
It's heartbreaking to think about, even as a celebrated athlete. He had to deal with all of that.
It's tough to think about.
Vandalism, hate mail, racial slurs,
It was sickening.
even from some so-called Celtics fans.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Just a stark reminder
Yeah.
that even in a city, known for being liberal, racism was still deeply rooted.
Deeply rooted.
But what's incredible is that he didn't let it break him.
Yeah.
He used it.
Fuel for his activism.
Absolutely. He became a voice for civil rights,
Powerful voice.
challenging the status quo on and off the court.
Absolutely.
He understood the power he had,
Yeah.
and he used it to help others, to fight for equality.
Yeah. Amplifying the voices of the marginalized.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He marched with Martin Luther King Jr., spoke out against injustice.
Wow.
He didn't shy away from anything.
He embraced it.
He embraced it, forced people to confront uncomfortable truths.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
It does.
And, when you think about the symbolism of him becoming the first black head coach.
Powerful statement.
Yeah, so powerful. A real symbol of progress,
Absolutely. A beacon of hope for so many young black athletes who dreamt of following in his footsteps.
It must have meant so much to them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a testament to his leadership, his
Yeah.
belief in himself.
His ability to inspire.
Absolutely.
He proved that black men could lead, could excel in those positions of authority.
Breaking down stereotypes.
Exactly.
And paving the way for others to follow.
For sure.
And, we can't forget his contributions outside of basketball.
Oh, absolutely.
This guy was a true Renaissance man.
Absolutely.
Writing books, advocating for education.
Yeah.
Using his platform to promote social justice in all sorts of ways.
He understood his impact extended beyond the court.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
used it to make a difference.
So inspiring.
Really is.
And as we look back on his life, his incredible journey, it's clear that he was more than just a basketball player.
Oh, way more.
He was an icon,
Yeah.
an activist,
Yeah.
a symbol of hope and progress during a time when our country really needed it.
Absolutely.
His story, it goes beyond sports.
It really does.
It's a story about resilience, about leadership,
It is.
about how one person can make a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
And it's something that we can all learn from, even today.
For sure.
And, the NBA, they've honored him, and rightfully so. They named the Finals MVP trophy after him.
A fitting tribute
It is.
to a man who represented excellence on and off the court.
It's a symbol that ensures his name will always be linked with the highest achievement in basketball.
It will. A reminder of his lasting impact on the game and on the world.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the life of Bill Russell, I want to leave our listeners with a question. How did Russell's experiences with racism actually shape his leadership,
Yeah.
his approach to teamwork? How can we, apply the lessons he taught us to our own challenges and our own pursuit of excellence?
It's something to think about as we continue to learn about his life and the impact he had.
He showed us that true greatness isn't just about talent.
No.
It's about character, integrity,
It is.
using your platform to make the world a better place.
For sure.
Thanks for joining us. This was an amazing journey into the life of a true legend.
It was an honor.
Yeah. It's tough to imagine facing that kind of hate
Yeah.
while you're also trying to, lead a team and be a role model.
Exactly. And, it really speaks to his strength and resilience that he was able to, rise above it all and achieve what he did.
It's truly remarkable.
Yeah.
So we've talked about his early life, his college career, his Olympic triumph,
Right.
his arrival in Boston, and a beginning of the Celtics dynasty.
Yeah.
But I think we need to dive deeper into what made Bill Russell such a dominant force on the court. His style of play was so unique, so impactful.
It really was. He was a game changer, especially in the defensive end.
Yeah.
Before Russell, the center position was mostly about offense.
Right. Scoring points, grabbing rebounds.
Exactly. But Russell, he redefined the position. He showed that defense could be just as important as offense, maybe even more so.
That's interesting. So how did he do that? What specifically did he bring to the game on defense?
Well, he had this incredible combination of athleticism, intelligence, and anticipation. He was so quick, so agile for his size, and he had this uncanny ability to read the game, to anticipate what the other team was going to do.
So he was always one step ahead.
Always. He was a master of blocking shots, of altering shots, of intimidating opponents in the paint. He just controlled the entire area around the basket.
I mean, we hear stories about players being afraid to even drive to the hoop when Russell was there.
Oh, absolutely. He had this aura about him, like he was a force of nature.
Yeah.
And his teammates, they fed off of his energy, his intensity.
So he wasn't just a great individual defender. He elevated the entire team's defense.
Exactly. He inspired them to play harder, to be more focused on that end of the floor. And it showed in the results. They became this defensive juggernaut, shutting down opponents and creating fast break opportunities off turnovers.
And that's how they won those 11 championships.
That's a big part of it, for sure. Of course, they had incredible offensive talent as well, but Russell's defense, it was the foundation of their success.
And, when we talk about his impact on the game, we have to mention how he redefined what it meant to be a leader, both on and off the court.
Absolutely. He was a leader by example. He wasn't the most vocal guy, but he led with his actions, with his dedication, with his passion for the game.
And he never let the racism he faced, the hatred, the bigotry, affect his performance on the court or his commitment to his team.
No, he never did. He rose above it. He used it as fuel to prove himself, to succeed against all odds.
And that's such a powerful message, especially for young people today, facing their own challenges.
It is. No matter what obstacles you face in life, you can overcome them with hard work, with determination, with belief in yourself.
And with the support of a strong team.
Exactly. Just like Bill Russell had with the Celtics.
It's a powerful lesson. And, his leadership, it really extended beyond the basketball court. He was a vocal advocate for civil rights.
Oh, yeah, a true pioneer in that regard.
Challenging the norms, pushing for equality.
Absolutely. He understood the platform he had, and he used it to, fight for what was right.
He marched with Martin Luther King Jr., spoke out against racial injustice.
He wasn't afraid to use his voice, even when it was unpopular, even when it was dangerous.
And, becoming the first black head coach in the NBA, that was a huge moment.
Huge. A symbol of progress, of what was possible.
A real inspiration for so many.
And think about the impact he had on generations of players, coaches, and fans.
Yes, it's immeasurable. And, he didn't stop there. He wrote books, advocated for education, just constantly pushing for a better world.
He was a true Renaissance man, always striving to learn, to grow, to make a difference.
Bill Russell, he was more than just a basketball player. He was a cultural icon, a social activist, a symbol of hope during a really turbulent time in our history.
He was a reminder that we can all make a difference, no matter who we are, where we come from.
And, his legacy, it lives on today, not just in the record books, but in the ongoing fight for justice and equality.
Absolutely. The NBA Finals MVP trophy is named after him, a fitting tribute to a man who embodied excellence in every aspect of his life.
And as we wrap up this deep dive into the life of Bill Russell, I think it's important to remember the lessons he taught us, both on and off the court.
The importance of teamwork, of perseverance, of standing up for what you believe in, no matter the cost.
He was a true champion, in every sense of the word. And his story is one that will continue to inspire us for generations to come.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this journey, folks. It's been an honor to share Bill Russell's story with you.
Yeah, it really has been. And if you want to learn more about his life, his legacy, his impact on the world, there are countless resources available.
Books, articles, documentaries, you name it. There's a whole world of information out there just waiting to be explored.
So keep learning, keep exploring, and keep striving to make a difference in your own way, just like Bill Russell did.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Thanks again, everyone.
See you next time.